Vizio has a massive handshaking problem with PlayStation consoles. The issue is that anytime you hook up a PlayStation console and it detects any kind of RGB color system, or even on the base PlayStation in general, you run into this issue where all of your main settings are locked out. So that is a problem because it limits what you are able to do. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so as you guys can clearly see, we're having an issue where no matter what we do, we have no settings here. Now, this is on a day one launch edition PlayStation 4, not the Slim or anything like that. But as you guys can clearly see, we're locked out of all of our core settings here. Now, it doesn't matter if you change resolutions, you can do that as you wish. It won't make a single difference in the world. I mean, as you guys see, as I go down the resolution line, it makes no difference, right? You even go to automatic, makes no difference. Okay, so then you go over to your RGB range, thinking that could change it, since we know that RGB kind of trips things up a bit. That also does nothing. You're still grayed out. You can go to full, you can go to limited, won't matter. Now, oddly enough, this is what I'm going to show you guys to prove that it's the problem with a problem with the PlayStation. Look at me, I'm all over the place. Got a little tongue-tied there somehow. But as you guys can clearly see, when I switch between full and limited, notice how the settings become unlocked for a brief second and then they lock again once it detects a PlayStation signal. This is proof that it is a problem with Vizio detecting PlayStation, specifically and almost exclusively PlayStation. Now, that has led to some people saying that this is a PlayStation problem, not a Vizio problem. However, I need to remind you guys, PlayStation is working just fine with the Vizio. Vizio is locking out its settings, its core settings, because it detected a PlayStation signal. This doesn't happen on LG OLED. This doesn't happen on Sony OLED. So far as I understand, Vizio is the only brand locking settings because they detect a signal that they don't like or have a problem interpreting in some sort of way. So that is a problem for Vizio to suss out because this is not normal. All of these features, everything just grayed out, not normal. Now, some have said Pro Gaming Engine is what's creating the problem. It limits your features and you don't have access to things. That is false, okay? As you guys see, all of that stuff is off. So please, for you armchair experts out there, sit down and let me do my damn job. Now, for everybody else watching and listening, that comment is not directed towards you, but understand in the TV world, everybody wants to be the expert and everybody knows what's best for you, and you always are the problem. You always have the lemon. I literally had a guy try to tell me my panel was bad because people just rather dismiss what I'm saying than to understand the science behind what's happening and the methodology behind why these issues are coming up. And simply put, this is a handshaking issue between Vizio and Sony PlayStation consoles. And it is a problem for anybody looking at the next generation PlayStation 5 because these issues will likely roll over into that generation. And now comes the question, will this be a problem, that has no workaround? Because here I'm seeing on PlayStation 4, there's no workaround. But on the Pro variant, there is a workaround. So I don't know. And even still, why should you have to work around something that on, let's say, an LG OLED, you can just pick up LG OLED, turn it on, and it's going to recognize your PlayStation 4 regardless. There's no extra work. None of your settings are locked out. And the same is true on Sony OLED. So why is Vizio the only company locking TV settings? Because they have a problem they need to fix. So again, for people saying that it's the Pro Gaming Engine or it's because when I first unboxed the TV, I wanted to show you guys the store demo, stop. Because that's not the problem. You guys have to learn that some of these things are just going to be manufacturer issues, and it's okay to say the manufacturer is wrong when they're wrong. I know that this might be new information to some of you, but you can say that they're wrong. Nobody's going to come after you and your family, okay? It's okay to say they've messed up and they need to fix something. You're a consumer, start defending yourself because this ignorance that I'm seeing in the AV community is just disheartening because it speaks to a larger truth about our population, that people are just inept and incapable of thinking for themselves. And quite frankly, when they come up with their own answers, they reach a really terrible conclusion, as we've seen on my channel with people talking about the reason this issue is happening, right down to me having a bad panel, which is not the case here. But that being said, I wanted to thank you guys for watching the number one brand in honesty. Hopefully this issue gets fixed. But so far, yeah, if you have a day one PlayStation, don't buy this TV if you're trying to use that device, because this is not going to work for you. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.